World Cup qualifying Asia-Australia vs Saudi Arabia prediction, team news, lineups preview. Aiming to extend their unbeaten run to 3 matches, Australia will welcome Saudi Arabia to AAMI Park in Melbourne for an AFC World Cup qualifying third-round match on Thursday. The Socceroos collected 4 points across a pair of Group C fixtures in October, whilst the Green Falcons struggled to make an impact on their games last month. Match preview. Following over 6 years in charge of the national side and a drab goalless draw at the home of Section Minos Indonesia in September, Graham Arnold stepped down as the head coach of Australia, with former player Tony Popovich taking over in the managerial hot seat as the AFC Giants look to salvage their qualification campaign. The 51-year-old managed a near-perfect start to life as Socceroos boss on October 10th, when his troops recorded a 3-1 victory in Adelaide over Group C strugglers China, with Lewis Miller, hometown boy Craig Goodwin and Nishan Valupale all breaching the net of the Dragon team. A daunting trip to section leaders Japan was on the agenda 5 days later on October 15th, and a rejuvenated Australia went toe-to-toe with the AFC powerhouses, although a second-half own goal from Ipswich Town defender Cameron Burgess prevented the visitors from collecting 3 points in Saitama. Improving massively from a sobering September, the Socceroos' October results have allowed them to move up to second place in the Group C standings ahead of Saudi Arabia's visit on Thursday, with Popovich's men currently 5 points adrift of runaway leaders Japan, with the top 2 in the 16 division automatically qualifying for the World Cup. Australia have won 2 and drawn 1 of their last 3 home matches against Saudi Arabia, with the Green Falcons' most recent visit to the Oceania Giants coming back in November 2021, when both Socceroos captain Matty Ryan and Al Hilal star Mohamed Al Rubey kept clean sheets. After just over a year in charge of the 2022 World Cup appearance makers, former Manchester City and Italy manager Roberto Mancini left his post at the Saudi Arabia national team by mutual consent in October, with the Euro 2020 winner managing just 7 victories from his 18 matches at the helm. Although the departure of the Italian will disappoint some supporters, there has been understandable excitement and media attention around his replacement, with Hervé Renard returning the Green Falcons' hot seat following a spell managing France in the women's game, including at the Paris Olympics over the summer. A stalwart on the international scene, the 56-year-old won the Africa Cup of Nations with Zambia 2012 and Ivory Coast 2015 before guiding Saudi Arabia to the 2022 World Cup and the biggest upset of that particular tournament during the group stages, with eventual champions Argentina defeated in sensational circumstances. Focusing on the present, the Green Falcons have serious work to do in order to automatically qualify for their 3rd straight World Cup finals, with Thursday's visitors to Melbourne currently 3rd in the Group C table, level on points with Australia and Bahrain in 2nd and 4th respectively. Saudi Arabia failed to find the net across 2 qualification matches in October, losing 2-0 at home to section leaders Japan before a depressing goalless draw against Bahrain on October 15th, when captain Salem Al-Dosari saw his penalty saved by Ibrahim Litfala. Team news. Australia are set to start a number of players who ply their trade in England on Thursday night, including Middlesbrough midfielder Riley McGree and Sheffield United's Harry Souter. Forced off during the halftime interval in Japan last time out, Luke Brattam could make way for Nashville SC's Patrick Yazbek in the engine room, after his penalty miss against Bahrain last month. Saudi Arabia skipper Al-Dosari will be unable to feature in November due to a foot injury. The Green Falcons are also without the services of 27-year-old Abdullah Al-Amri, limiting the visitors' options at the heart of their backline. A one-time Saudi Pro League winner, Abdullah Al-Malki will be unable to contribute in his country's games this month because of a muscle injury. Australia possible starting lineup: Gauci, Jiria, Souter, Burgess, Miller, Yazbek, Irvine, Boss, McGree, Hrustic, Duke. Saudi Arabia possible starting lineup: Al-Qasr, Hind, Tombakti, Lajami, Kadesh, Al-Khaibari, N. Al-Dosari, Al-Azmari, Yahya, Radif, Marin. We say, Australia 1-1 Saudi Arabia. Both locked on 5 points after 4 matches, and with the top 2 race hotting up, we are expecting a cagey affair between Australia and Saudi Arabia on Thursday night. The Green Falcons will be desperate to record a victory during Renard's first match back at the helm, although we feel that the Socceroos should be good enough to force a share of the spoils in Melbourne. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.